We propelled. Birds propel. Eagles don't propel. We said, hook up, 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 hook
up, hook up. Cut. Let's redo that.
We propelled. Birds propel. Eagles don't propel. We said, hook up, hook up, hook up.
We propel. The birds propel. Eagles don't propel. Nigel, can I get an amen?
Amen, brother.
Amen. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new bowl of parsnip porridge. My name is Leon Lush, and it is just such a delight, can I say, to have you here for just a few minutes today. Now, I have to apologize. I'm already sweating a little bit, and that's because that brief intro you just saw took me, really, in reality, 20 minutes to record, because every time I tried to do it, I couldn't keep it together. I just, with the fucking... So I'm going to talk about the dudes from the title and the thumbnail of this video in just a second, but today's video is essentially about televangelists. Now, I've made a video once before on a televangelist named Peter Popoff, who's been around for decades, right? And I'll link that video up here if you want to watch it. I think it's pretty funny.
Command divine strength to flow through her body.
Oh, get out the chair, baby.
In Jesus' name, stand up.
Get up the chair, stand up in Jesus' name. You're not going to walk, or you're not going to walk. You ain't walking. No, you are not. You are not walking. You're running with the chair. I basically just talk about this guy and shine a little light onto his life and how he spent the better part of 4 to 5 decades just scamming and manipulating the poor and the ignorant and the downtrodden out of their hard-earned dollars so he can live like a king. He's been exposed multiple times, but still to this day is making millions of dollars through this mail-order religious ministry, which, by the way, since it's a religious ministry, has acted as kind of a disguise for this entire scam, and he's not only tax exempt, but also just lives consequence-free, driving around $500,000 cars and living in a mansion. Now, some of you might be thinking to yourself, oh, Leon, these televangelists are old news, man. They've been exposed 100 million times. They've been around forever. Everybody knows they're frauds. They've been on like 50 Dateline NBC specials showing that they're just stealing these people's money to buy themselves jets. We all know this shit, and I have 2 responses to that. Firstly, even if that's true, they're still funny as hell.
What's the pain?
Right here on the back.
Bend down. Hold this. Where?
There, it's gone completely.
Nigel, where is the pain?
Right here in my face.
Where?
I can't feel my legs.
Praise the Lord.
God said he chose the foolish things of this world to confound the wise. Do you know if you're an intellectual, you'll probably end up in hell for it? You know, 3 years ago, I was one of the...
What, bro?
Yea, saith the Lord. Yea, come out of him, you foul devil.
Yays, come out of him, you foul devil. I mean, you just could not draw this up any better if it was supposed to be a comedy skit. But it's not. Now, comedy aside, the second thing I would say is that, sure, you and I may know that these guys are frauds. I mean, shit, almost every big televangelist has been exposed as being some sort of scam artist that's essentially just manipulating and taking advantage of those with faith in order to live extraordinarily lavish lifestyles themselves. But guess what? These guys are still cleaning fucking house in 2018, raking in millions of dollars through these ministries, and it just leaves me perplexed. Because that means that there's hundreds of thousands of people all over this country, mostly in the South, that are still sending these guys money month after month, thinking that they're somehow going to miraculously be cured of cancer or have some divine intervention come down and absolve them of their financial debts. Meanwhile, these prosperity gospel fat cats are going full-blown Scrooge McDuck, just doing snow angels in $100 bills, flying around the country in their private jet to all their $1 million homes, sitting on all their fucking private beaches sipping Mai Tais. Well, Nancy from Tallahassee, who's 43 and suffering from ovarian cancer, instead of seeking medical help, sends her last dollar to one of these pricks because she thinks she's gonna be fucking healed. Anyways, let's watch 2 of these rich pieces of shit talk about why they so desperately need a private jet.
Had a glorious meeting. So I was, for lack of a better way to say it, I was spiritually high. I said, people were saved, touched, and blessed. Got in the plane that God so graciously gave us.
Whew, hallelujah and praise be. It is a relief, to be honest, that God is graciously giving away planes, because I thought for sure it's because you were scamming desperate people out of millions of dollars. But if he's giving away planes and shit, I'll take one too.
As I was going home, the Lord, real quickly, he said, Jesse, do you like your plane? Now, you know, I thought that's an odd statement.
I don't understand what's so odd about that. I mean, if I had a nickel for every time the Lord asked me about my plane, I could at least buy a gumball at the mall. At least 5 times that's happened to me on my private jet.
I said, Lord, I don't think I was letting my faith stagnate. So if you had the book of Amos, I want to read the scripture.
May I interrupt you there
yes,
for
sir.
a second? You couldn't have done that on an airliner.
No, sir. No way.
Stand up and say, what'd you say, Lord?
No.
Okay, no, yeah.
Now, both of these guys are obviously rich as shit, but I do know that this guy on the left, Kenneth Copeland, is one of the wealthiest televangelists in America with an estimated worth of ballpark $800 million.
No, sir. No way.
Stand up and say, what'd you say, Lord?
No.
Okay, no, yeah. And the guy sitting over there saying, what the hell does he think he's doing? You can't do that.
You can't do that.
No, no.
I mean, yeah, we already all know that, okay? You can't talk to God on an airliner. You better be flying private. I mean, he has a refined taste. So unless you got that Boeing up in the sky and you're solo, you're not getting a hey, what's up from Jesus.
The world is in such a shape, we can't get there without this.
That's right.
We've got to have this.
Listen, I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds a little out there, but the world is in such a shape, and I believe that shape is flat, that we can't get there without these private jets.
Mess that the airlines are in today, I would have to stop. I'm being very conservative. At least 75 to 80, more like 90% of what we're doing, because you can't get there from here.
It's impossible.
Now, in all honesty, though, I have nothing against private jets. I have nothing against people being filthy rich. I believe in capitalism. The problem is introduced when you've made your wealth because you're a fraud, and all of that money has come at the expense of gullible people.
You can't manage that today.
Right.
This dope-filled world.
Right.
And get in a long tube with a bunch of demons.
Right.
I'm sorry, Ken, I must have misunderstood. A what?
A long tube with a bunch of demons.
Right.
I don't know if I follow what he's talking. A long tube filled. Oh, you mean an airplane filled with normal people? Fucking Ken. Ken, you got me, you son of a bitch. A long tube filled with demons.
And it's deadly.
Deadly is an understatement. How do you expect to talk to God in this dope-filled world if you're toting around the country in a long tube filled with demons? Impossible. Fortunately, you scammed Janice out of her cancer treatment money along with thousands of other people, and you're able to afford this private jet. By the way, Janice is dead now, so hallelujah. Praise the Lord. A long tube filled with demons.
So anyway, I wanted to make that clear so the devil can't lie to you and say, see there, them preachers spending all that money, just fat cats riding around. No, we're not. We're in business to do. Listen.
Well, Ken, I'm glad you cleared that up, quite honestly, because I was this close to letting the devil convince me that you're just a piece of shit. But if you need it, I guess.
Listen, I could scratch my flying itch.
I could scratch my flying itch.
I could
smack my side, bitch.
I could
watch Lilo and Stitch.
I could
eat this sandwich
with my little single engine open cockpit airplane.
Right.
I just come home, fly around in that, and scratch my flying itch. That doesn't have nothing to do with that. But
right.
we're in soul business here.
Right.
See, he doesn't need a private jet to scratch his flying itch. He could just fly his other planes that he also bought with poor people's money. But the jet is just because that's to talk to God and fly across the country. We're in a dying nation here, folks.
We got a dying world around us, Jesse. We got a dying nation around us.
That's right.
And we can't even get there on the airline.
You can't.
You just cannot get there on an airline in a dying nation. Fire up that motherfucking Boeing.
I brought him that schedule. I said, can you fly this? He said, no, and I wouldn't. When do you sleep? We're about the
on the
airplane.
airplane.
On the airplane's the only way I can grab it, see?
Yeah, well, if you just told me from the beginning that you needed a private jet to sleep, I wouldn't have came at you so hard. Now I kind of feel bad. I mean, everybody know I need a fan to fall asleep. I need the white noise. Some people need a dark room with the blackout curtains to fall asleep. Heavier people might need a CPAP machine to fall asleep. These guys just need a private jet to fall asleep. Everybody has their thing.
He said this, you're on cruise control. You're moving, but no longer by your power. See?
That's what the DVD is about.
That's what that DVD is about. He said you're moving, but no longer by your power.
See it.
You see, you're just doing this.
Oh, that's what the DVD's about. You see, if you feel like you're moving, but no longer by your power, just buy my DVD for $29.99 so I can buy another private jet.
A long tube with a bunch of demons.
Right.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I, for one, am convinced. I mean, for the sake of these two gentlemen's holy crusade, let them sleep on the private jet. Is it so much to ask? I imagine that the comments section probably does exist. They're most certainly going to burn. Lots of lettuce. These guys are much worse and dangerous than con men. They're predators akin to dope peddlers or child molesters. They prey upon vulnerable people, especially elderly or poor people, with their seed prosperity BS under the guise of Christianity just to satisfy their own personal gratification. Think of how many innocent lives these two predators have destroyed by ripping off hundreds if not thousands of people of their life savings. Truly evil monsters. Whew. Yikes. Worst Kickstarter ever. You know what? If we're lucky, maybe we'll see this in a future comeback episode of iDubbbz's Kickstarter crap. Looks like Giggity Giggity here wrote a little prayer in the comment section. I thought it might be prudent to pray along with him. Lord Jesus, please allow these men to find their way off a tall cliff and speak to them, Lord, on their way to hell, and remind them of all the money they swindled out of hard-working taxpayers. Amen. Finally, Rob Hayes says, for the record, most of us Christians agree with all of you atheists that televangelists are lying hacks. And that's interesting to me because it's nice to see that Christians and atheists alike can agree that televangelists are absolute losers. Oh man, I could go on for hours about these guys. I don't want you to misconstrue this as a shot at religion. I have a very religious background and family, and that's not what this is. But these televangelists, specifically these mega church guys from the South that are just scamming hundreds of thousands of people, it's just a bad look, and it's amazing to me. The reason I made this video is because I'm so perplexed. I'm amazed that people can't see through this. Like, so many people do, but there's still a massive portion, a huge portion of this country, mostly in the South, that can't fucking figure this out or something. What's the deal? Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate having you here. I don't take for granted that you're giving up some of your time to watch a video that I uploaded, and I do appreciate that. Just go ahead and leave a comment down below if you could. I'd really appreciate that. Let me know what you think about these two upstanding gentlemen. Consider buying some merch if you're part of the Tomato Mafia and want to support the channel. You can also become a channel member by hitting that join button down below, and you get a couple of cool perks. Before you go, last thing I'll ask of you, if you could just do a real quick and then hip thrust that motherfucking like button for me. Oh, I promise you it feels good. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
I need some motherfucking views.
Often heralded as the single greatest and most unique and original series on YouTube, Insufferable Instagram is now almost 20 months old and clocking in at 15 earth-shattering episodes. So today, in lieu of adding a 16th name to the wall of Instagram deplorables, I thought it prudent to offer a callback to some of those who have so valiantly and generously helped me along in my YouTube career by providing me with some of the most steaming hot piles of garbage to make videos about. Do you want to take these last couple lines, dude, or you want me to?
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, man. All right, run it.
You smell like pork fat.
For the love of God. So I implore you to join Nigel and myself as we revisit these legends of internet lore who have had at least 1 year go by since their initial appearance on the show, as we find out if they're still getting after it, or if it got after them.
Nice one.
On this very special episode of, Insufferable. Instagram.
Where are they now?
Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new Twice Baked Potato wrapped in sheepskin. Leon Lush here, and I'm so grateful that you joined me. I truly believe we're going to have a lovely time here today, but if you will have him, Leon with a hat is on standby waiting to give us a word about today's video sponsor, ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN is the king of virtual private networks, all right? It's hecka fast, and it gives you a safe internet experience with zero restrictions, allowing you to download and stream content wherever you are. I personally use it not only to keep my data safe, but to circumvent any geo-blocking nonsense. Like HBO Now, for example, is one of my favorite streaming services. I love HBO, but it's only available in the United States. So A, if you're not from the US, you can't watch it unless, of course, you fire up ExpressVPN and connect to a USA server, and you're watching it in minutes. Problem solved. And this is exactly how I watch my favorite show, Game of Thrones, when I'm traveling out of the country. Rest in peace to the Game of Thrones ending. Hulu, Prime Video, YouTube, Netflix, the list goes on, and they're all available to you wherever you are with zero restrictions. By the way, it could not be easier to set up on your phone or your tablet also, protecting your data and booting any nonsense geo restrictions. So take back your internet freedom today and find out how you can get 3 months free by clicking the link in the description box below, expressvpn.com/Leon Lush. Thank you so much to ExpressVPN for sponsoring this video and supporting YouTubers that you and I both love. All right, here we go. Let's roll it from the top.
November 4th, 2017.
With 94,500 followers at the time, Slim Jesus was your classic 114-pound while soaking wet white boy that had attached his entire identity to pictures of himself with money and firearms. Oh, and he also makes music that sounds exactly like you'd expect from someone who looks like this.
I f with savages, you a boy, you can't hang.
So here we are now, and Slim's got 122K, right? So not the hugest blow up, right? But sometimes slow and steady wins the race. I mean, he is growing, and occasionally the tortoise beats the hare in the marathon, and he stayed true to the mission of money in every single picture, pretty much. The money fan here, although I do have to mention the whole money guns thing, which is really what he was all about.
Money, guns, money, guns, money, guns, money, guns, money, guns, money, guns.
Something must have happened. I don't know if he got grounded or like his mom said, Slim, she called him up and said, Slim, no more guns on Instagram, because everything, looks like everything before November of 2018 was deleted on his Instagram account. This is his earliest one, and there's not a single gun in sight. What's the deal? Okay, see, this picture would be way cooler with a pole in his waist, but nothing. Wow, cool watch, bro. Where's the strap? Let's see what kind of beats he's putting out here. So Slim's about as cookie cutter as it gets when it comes to skinny white SoundCloud rappers, and the one thing that used to give him the edge was how hard that he was. You know what I'm saying? Every picture it was boom, money racks, boom, Glock in my right hand, just pointing it down your throat, and you're thinking, oh man, better not mess with Slim, don't want to get popped. And now there's no pictures with the 2.2s, you know what I'm saying? There's no pictures with the 4.5s, and it's like Slim just lost his edge. Now he's just this little dude holding a bunch of money that he probably took out of the ATM and then goes and deposits after his Instagram photo shoot so he can pay his bills. You hate to see it.
December 21st, 2017.
With 1.9 million followers at the time, Supreme Patty was on a rapid climb up the new age jackass-style content ladder, squeezing lemons in his eyes, rolling golf carts over, risking his life for clout, and utilizing scantily clad twerking females in his videos that serve no purpose other than to get horny 15-year-old high school boys to click. Patty was serving up the perfect recipe for the Instagram algorithm. So now with 6.6 million Instagram followers, Supreme Patty has clearly been on the grind. Okay, and a little bit of a letdown here, but he privated his account for some reason, and I'm unable to see any of his posts unless I follow, which I did for the sake of trying to see the posts, and you still can. I guess you gotta wait till they approve the request. I was just checking him out last night, doing a little research for this video, and it wasn't privated. I was able to look at all his stuff. An interesting thing to note, not much has changed. Still Supreme Patty doing a bunch of dumb stuff for views. He's got the girls twerking in the videos, but his account recently got terminated, I guess in May.
Well, some of y'all may know. My Instagram got deleted, disabled.
His words, he said that he was taking an Instagram story and accidentally a little bit of his dick slipped on camera and he didn't notice it and posted it anyways, and he got yeeted.
I was taking a video of my face, flipped the camera around, went to get the view, and I posted it without even watching it. And I guess I had my dick in it a little bit, so So I got disabled for nudity.
But clearly, since he's a big Instagram star, he got his account back. It's a tragic story, honestly. One second, you're just trying to say good morning to your Instagram followers, and the next thing you know, your Instagram account's deleted because, whoops, my dick was out. What? I mean, if I had a nickel for every time I unknowingly posted an Instagram story with my dick in it, I'd have like 0 cents. How does that even happen? Anyways, I do got to put a little respect on his name because he does show a little bit of humility in this video, which is one of the keys to my heart.
And then, I mean, we started doing the videos and it kind of blew up. So, changed my life, definitely, you know. So I'm very happy for that. It's nice to be able to like help my family out and support them because we never really had too much. So I want to thank you guys a lot for that. It means a lot.
Can't hate on a man for helping his family out.
January 24th, 2018.
At 508,000 followers at the time, Dan was well known for his anti-authoritarian sled videos, oftentimes dodging security just to find staircases he could sled down, helping create the quote-unquote sled gang moniker he began to call his fan base. If inflicting pain on oneself for the sake of likes and views was modern-day art, well then Dan was the proverbial Picasso of our time. So Dan the Meme Man's an interesting story. Around the time I made that video, he had just really messed up his face. He like broke his jaw, lost a bunch of teeth from doing a video where he slid down this huge set of stone steps and took a real bad spill at the end and just, ugh. Here he goes. Oh, here he go. Oh boy. Oh, this isn't gonna end good. Oh! Anyways, after that, he kind of disappeared for a while. Somewhere in the mix, his account got suspended, kind of fell off the face of the earth. He came back with an account called Young Boy Dan, where there was a brief period where he was trying to rebrand himself as a rapper. He actually reached out to me and asked me if I could maybe take down the video or something because he was trying to get rid of his old stuff to rebrand, and that since fell through. And now he has this account called Dan the Meme Man OG, and I don't really know if he's doing a lot of new content. It's just like, it's a handful. It's like 15 posts. A lot of it's like reposts from a while ago, like this one.
Hi, some of you guys think my content is trash. Well, I'll show you trash.
Huh?
For those of you wondering, this is why I have brain damage. Still cute though. So that was the caption. This video was posted over 12 weeks ago and it was a throwback Thursday, so it doesn't look like he's posting new content right now. The account is 391K, the new account, since his last one got suspended, which is pretty formidable. He's still got a following. He's just not, maybe the brain damage, like he can't post, like he's got serious brain damage. If he has another head injury, he could die. I don't know, but he still stays active. In fact, completely unrelated to this and totally random, just yesterday I posted a photo and Dan actually commented on it. He said, "I'm not homosexual, but look at that sexy beast." So thank you, Dan, for the compliment, and hope you're doing well. Honestly, if you watch this, which I think you may, take care of your brain, buddy. I'm rooting for you.
February 12th, 2018.
With 109,000 followers at the time, Joker Gang was quite literally everything weird you've heard about Florida personified into one human being. His face tattoos spoke for themselves, but it was his budding music career and impressive arrest record that really set him apart from the crowd. So Joker Gang, one of my favorite Florida boys, is now at 115,000 followers, which is not a whole lot more than he was at over a year ago. So it's safe to say he's not been on the Instagram grind, but I do believe that his account was suspended for quite some time. I got some DMs back in the day that were like, oh, look who got suspended. And it would make sense because a lot of his posts have been deleted. He probably had to delete like all of his posts with weapons or whatever, and there's just not a whole lot of content since a year ago. But there's a couple ones, this one from 5 days ago actually. Let's see how he's been doing here. Yeah, so safe to say he's been doing pretty well.
March 8th, 2018.
With a modest 29,500 followers at the time, the Gucci Berry was physically the most impressive on this list. I mean, imagine if you took a toothless crackhead, a kiddie pool full of slime, and a 400-pound trash bag full of adipose tissue and microwaved it on high for a week and a half. Open that bitch up and out pops the Gucci Berry. If oddly shaped hicks with horrible tattoos hitting themselves in the nuts is your cup of tea, then you, my friend, are going to be a very big Gucci Berry fan. What can I even say about this legend? He's got to be one of my favorite on the list. Another one that got suspended, big surprise there. I don't know how long ago or how many followers at the time, but since he's recreated an account on his alt and has 490,000 followers. I mean, just look at this top 6 right here. Of course you're gonna follow the Gucci Berry. For Christ's sake, he's hanging out with Lil Skies.
What are you doing, Brian?
Well, last night I was out with someone's
mature woman, and you know how they get that stench that you just can't get off, even after a couple of showers? Well, Yo Gooch is gonna do it the hard way. Let's see how I get clean today. Now I'm clean!
Oddly shaped man that looks eerily like the Penguin from the original Batman gets hosed down by a pressure washer? Sign me up. This is my kind of content. Just wondering, does anybody know how much he weighs or like a close guess? I'm just wondering because I can't tell if he's really fat or just muffin topping. What kind of comment is that?
I decided today that I needed a snack.
Nope, I know right where that's headed, and you can kindly keep that to yourself. Thank you, Brian. Anyways, tough to dislike the guy. He even reached out when I made the original video, said he watched it, thought it was hilarious. The man knows how to take it in stride, clearly, which I appreciate about people, so, keep up the good work, Gooch.
April 5th, 2018.
With 255,000 followers at the time, 9-year-old Lil Tay was the self-proclaimed youngest flexer in the game, garnering attention through verbose videos of her flexing expensive assets like supercars and mansions that turned out not to be hers, by the way, shocker. The contradicting nature of her age and her aggressive demeanor drew attention internet-wide, ultimately leading to her blow-up that would eventually be her family's downfall. So as of today, Lil Tay's Instagram account now has 2.2 million followers, but she pretty much disappeared off the internet not but a month or two after I made that original video just over a year ago. Now, there were a lot of questions when she initially fell off the face of the earth, but since then, a lot of light has been shed on the situation. I mean, you're talking about a then 9-year-old girl that blew up seemingly overnight. And thinking about the money potential there and coming in a family structure where you have mom and dad separated, you know, both probably seeing dollar signs and both on very different wavelengths, it just became a pretty huge internal family battle for them.
Me and my Billy buzzing on a whole lot of gang shit, and we be moving bricks. I'm only 9 years old, but I be flexing on mama's rent.
Mom thinks she knows what's best to her, bringing her out to LA to meet Lil Pump's manager and blowing her up on Instagram, seeing dollar signs. Dad's thinking, well, my 9-year-old daughter missed a half a year of school. I don't know if this lifestyle is necessarily the best for her. He's probably maybe seeing dollar signs too. Who knows what the internal dynamic there is, but you can just imagine that created a little bit of tension within the family, and God bless her, she's only 9 at the time, right?
My toilet costs more to your rent. Everything in my bathroom costs more to your rent.
Also, there was leaked footage at the time of her brother, who's a little older than her, feeding her lines, which is no surprise there. Her persona was obviously manufactured. I don't think anyone was surprised by that. But I do kind of feel bad that she got caught in the middle of this, you know, shitstorm around this overnight blow up. But there is hope for all you Lil Tay fans, because recently, I believe it was in February, this dude named Rocco Piazza, who's like a 5-year-old star or something, released a music video and Lil Tay was in it. Roll it. So hold on to your shorts, because Lil Tay might be posed to storm back onto the scene like a bat out of hell if mom and dad could just settle their petty differences and decide on who is better suited to make their 11-year-old daughter a social media exploit.
May 9th, 2018.
With 132,000 followers at the time, Lil Skits was on the come up as someone whose only marketable quality was his willingness to be a dickhead for views, breaking and entering, harassing retail workers, and just being a general nuisance to society. He embodied what I consider to be one of the worst side effects of our clout-obsessed generation, being an asshole because it gets views. So fast forward to now, and Lil Skits has 205,000 followers on a new Instagram account.
Shocker.
Because his old one got suspended. Seems to be a running theme amongst this list. So not a whole lot of new content on his Instagram. Honestly, a lot of the stuff is re-uploads from his old account. I think this year he's only uploaded like 7 or 8. No, not even. This year alone, only 6 video clips on his Instagram. I think he's shifted his focus to YouTube. He's got $1.66 on YouTube now. Things like trying to hit a piñata while blindfolded, gambling in public, social experiment, smoking shisha in public experiment with a huge rack in the thumbnail. Pretty typical YouTube stuff here. So the whole video is just them playing dice in public to a copyrighted song that I'm not going to play. I do have to give him props. So the camera works nice. I feel like the production quality is definitely gone up. If he keeps it up and he keeps the blatant harassment to a minimum, you know what? Good on you, man. I would suggest, however, maybe try using a non-copyrighted song. Then you'd be able to make a few bucks from the video, but you know, you do you, man. If you don't want to take away from the artistry, I understand.
June 27th, 2018.
With 1.1 million followers at the time, Hammy TV was your classic prank versus prank couple pulling off massive Instagram views with their blatantly fake pranks. Now, the secret to their success is apparent when you look at their page, as every thumbnail is usually the couple in some very sexually provocative position, generally highlighting some select female body parts that tend to drive clicks. Now, it's hard to knock them for doing what works, and if we're being honest, I did chuckle at some of their videos, but I digress. Hammy TV still on that Instagram grind, now at 4.4 million followers, still with a catalog full of massively provocative thumbnails, and just pumping them out. I think they've become even more self-aware at this point, where like before it was like you couldn't tell if they were joking, like they knew it was fake and their audience knew it too. Now it's just, you can tell they're doing, it's the skits mostly.
Hey babe, feeling horny?
Oh yes! Oh my god, this is gonna be really it. Ah! Ah! Ah!
Hey babe, are you horny?
So almost every skit is adult themed at this point, with the majority of their content boiling down to them embarrassing each other in public, I guess, which is, you know, there's an audience for that, you know, so.
Why do you always blame it on me? That's what I don't.
Send your dick pic to my mother.
I didn't know it was your mom.
Jesus, clip your lav mic much. My God. Anyways, you know, I gotta put a little respect on these two just because we live in the same state. We're close, you know. So in case he ever sees me in public, he's ex-military. I don't want him to smoke me in the throat while I'm not looking. So, congrats, guys. Keep up the hard work.
August 8th, 2018.
With 283,000 followers at the time, Daddy Longneck was already well on his way to becoming a household name. With a neck longer than a Minnesota winter and limbs like popsicle sticks, he was able to make the stupidest videos ever and still blow up because people had to know why his neck was just so damn long. And in the most unlikely of partnerships, he would later team up with the Gucci Berry to create some of the most visually jarring video experiences in existence. Instagram's perfect yin and yang content duo. So last but definitely not least, another one of my personal favorites, probably because of how close he's become with the Gucci Berry, and together, I mean, the juxtaposition between the two is just outstanding. They are a true
No. Let me show you how to do this.
you kidding me? This is content. I could shut the blinds and lock my doors and spend night and day for the rest of my life working to make my Mona Lisa. And no matter what I churned out, it would not hold a candle to this poetry in motion, this toccata and fugue in D minor if music was for the eyes. Just a beautiful and culturally relevant masterpiece. Oh, but Leon, what's toccata and fugue in D minor? What are you talking about? Roll it.
Daddy Longneck here, and this is for the people we're trying to inspire all around the world to not give a f about what others gotta say about you. Be yourself. Doesn't matter if you're skinny, fat, or look weird, or even sound different than others. You know, keep on being yourself and never give up.
Nobody can stop us.
Nobody. Lady like a f***ing titty.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. That was pretty awesome. I'm gonna let Daddy Longneck hold the W for that one. Well played.
Bro, what the f are y'all doing?
I'm just getting my neck scrubbed.
Oh, how can you compete with that? You can't. You can't compete with that. Daddy Longneck just killing the game right now. I expect big things from him in the future. What a cast of characters. Half of them suspended somewhere along the way. Some of them got their accounts back. Others created other accounts and continued the grind. Some of them thriving, others not so much. And you know what? My tolerance for this type of thing has gone up over the years, probably due to my willingness to immerse myself in it, to make content of my own. My only rule really is, as long as you're not being a blatant, disrespectful dick to other people, or just going out of your way to ruin other people's day or interfere with their day for your own clout and your own means. But other than that, man, I say, have a ball. Just want to thank all you guys for supporting me over the years, those that have come back time and time again to watch these insufferable Instagrams. I do have fun making them. I don't know how long I'll continue to do them, because obviously making videos on Instagram, you know, is already probably past its shelf life, but occasionally I still have fun doing it. If you're new and you enjoyed the video, it would mean the world if you'd subscribe. Love it when you guys leave comments. I do like to read through those. And one last thing before you go, if you don't mind, just run downstairs, pour yourself a tall 20-ounce glass of ice cold milk, then head to the bathroom, do a handstand on the toilet bowl and give yourself a swirly, then go back to the kitchen, wrap your hand in 3 layers of tinfoil, and just dragon punch that glass of milk as hard as you can so it spills all over the kitchen floor and the glass shatters all over the place. And you just want to get down, lie on your back in the glass and milk, and do 10 to 12 snow angels, unzip your fly, and you hip thrust that motherfucking like button for me. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you in the next video. Peace. So picture this. Typical Tuesday night, Nigel and I were on the couch downstairs enjoying our usual glass of Chardonnay and a couple of peanut butter and horseradish calzones, and we're watching some dog training videos on YouTube because that's how we like to relax. We don't have a dog yet, but if we ever do decide to adopt, we've mutually decided that it would be good to have some skin in the game beforehand, so we watch these dog training videos to unwind and prep ourselves.
Luna, kennel. Sit.
Oh,
Heel.
You're doing great, Luna.
No, heel.
Keep it up. Precious. So we're watching Luna bounce to and fro from these tires, happy as a clam, having the time of our lives, and then 1 or 2 clicks later, all of a sudden...
Now what we're gonna do today is I'm gonna use a small camera. This is gonna be shocking, so I'm gonna show you the hand right now. Okay? And I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about.
We're uncovering some of the government's deepest, darkest secrets that have been hiding in plain sight this whole time in the form of Peter Kane's dog training YouTube channel. And we'll get into it a little more, but after I just gotta roll this quick 3-year-old intro that should have been updated 2.5 years ago. Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new Emma Chamberlain tweet. My name is Leon Lush and thank you so much for joining me today. It really means the world. Now you may be used to me being overly sarcastic, but when I tell you that I probably just discovered my favorite new YouTuber, I'm more serious than a heart transplant, okay? Peter Kane dog training has quickly risen to the top of my list for a myriad of reasons. Now upon first glance, you see dog training in the title of his YouTube channel, and then there's some dog training videos that come up immediately when you visit, and you're thinking, oh, that's cute, but probably uninteresting. But if you scratch below the surface just a little bit, you realize that Peter Kane is a multifaceted diamond in the rough.
Check it out, it's Sam the Raven. You know, he's a douchebag.
that just became my favorite intro to any YouTube video ever.
Check it out, it's Sam the Raven. You know, he's a douchebag.
Check it out, it's Nigel the monkey.
You know, he's a douchebag. I think a lot of people don't understand what I'm saying when I say like a raven doesn't make a good pet. You have to understand, I do this for a living. I work with animals for a living. Love is not enough for the raven, it's the truth. They need a lot more than that, and you can't just let them do whatever.
So Pete not only trains dogs, he says he works with animals for a living, and he has a pet raven. In my book, that instantly notches you up 3 levels of badass, right? He's probably sending messages to King's Landing with that thing. Maybe he's turning into a raven himself and flying around with it. I mean, there's no telling what kind of person you are if you own a raven, but you know you ain't frickin' around.
I work with animals for a living. You know, I don't have a kid running around here. You know, do you have a child?
Oh, me? Yeah, I have a child.
Maybe a raven wouldn't be such a good idea.
Oh, shit. Looks like I'm going back to the drawing board for my Mother's Day gift. Pet raven is off the table.
Think about this. I'll give you an example of how a raven can be a pain in the ass. There are birds, so they have to take a bath. So you have to leave like a big, tub of water. I have to leave like a big giant tub out for him, right? So when he gets in it, water gets spilled everywhere. It's a freaking mess. It's a freaking mess. He doesn't give a shit. He's a fucking raven. You know?
Oh, shit. Oh, what the f***? Sam! 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 Sam, did you take a bath again and not clean up after this? Oh, there's water everywhere, Sam! Jesus! How many times have I said when you take a bath, don't splash your shit all over the place, it gets all over the electronics! God damn it! The raven!
He doesn't give a shit.
He's a flippin' raven.
It's the idea of having the pet raven that people like. It's when you get it, you'll find out that it's a lot of animal and probably not appropriate for most people.
God, that's so true for so many things in life, isn't it? When the idea is great and then you actually do it and reality starts to set in and you're like, yikes, can I get a mulligan on that decision? Did you have any clue how much work it would be to own this raven?
I mean, we could just kill it.
No, we can't kill it. That's
just light it on fire.
What? No, we can't. What the fuck is wrong with you? Anyways, he's got a playlist of videos with his raven, and it's just totally underappreciated, I think. And this is the kind of content where the comment section is always just the cherry on top. I love how honest and angry you just came at me. I don't know how I got here. I've never considered getting a raven. 10 out of 10 would recommend this video to a friend. That is actually exactly my experience with this video as well. I don't think he realizes that he's the raven's dumb pet human. He is in a toxic relationship with the raven, which he can't escape from.
You know?
I just love how proud the raven looks as he lists off all the terrible reasons to own a raven. I mean, historically, ravens are a proud people. Now, these raven videos are just the beginning. Pete, the dog trainer, has over 4,200 videos on his channel, and this next title is without a doubt my favorite. No human female would have my child, so I have a pigeon baby. Yeah, that one gets me going.
That's Solar. That's my pigeon baby. That's right. And the thing that I've noticed about Solar is that she sort of looks like a quail. She does. She's got a head like a quail.
I could listen to Pete talk about his pigeon babies for hours on end.
This is the pigeon that was incubated by me holding the egg.
See, he's not even clickbaiting when he says, I have a pigeon baby in the title. This man held this pigeon egg in the palm of his hands and incubated it until it was born. And in the pigeon Old Testament, that actually legally and spiritually makes you the rightful father. Oh, you thought Crazy Pigeon Lady from Home Alone 2 loved pigeons? No, 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 okay? Peter Kane, dog trainer, is incubating these pigeon eggs in his bare-assed hand when mom needs a breather because pigeon dad's not around. So Pete takes over. That's pigeon love. Throwing a little bird seed out at the park to look cool amongst your homeless friends. That's some surface level bullshit love. That's no different than telling a lady exactly what she wants to hear just because you want to get laid. What Peter Kane is doing, that is real love. That's some sort of putting your raincoat over a puddle so your lady can walk over it when the cameras aren't rolling kind of love.
I helped incubate the egg as much as Remy. Well, not, she sat on it much longer, but I helped. Right, Remy? Remy knows.
If you haven't nurtured a baby pigeon egg to full term hatch ready through the warmth of your bare palms, are you even an animal lover? Doubt it.
I couldn't find a human to have a baby with me, but I found a pigeon that wanted to sort of adopt a baby.
Solar has beautiful plumage. It is interesting how her auricular feathers blend right into her hackle, and her lores are dark and spill into her nape. Spectacular specimen. That is easily top 5 YouTube comments of all time. So the bird videos are great. I love how much Peter loves his pets and he's entertaining when he's talking about them and talking to them, whether or not he's trying to be, I don't know. But as you dig a little bit deeper into his channel, things start to get a little weird.
When my father shot the Bigfoot in 1953, they had to cut them up to get them out of the swamp. They were too big, so they started cutting them up. This is one of the body parts. It's a hand from a young Bigfoot.
What?
And I want to be perfectly clear, this is a science documentary, and if you have a squeamish stomach, you might want to turn the camera off right now.
Okay, Pete. Thanks for the heads up.
This is going to be shocking, so I'm going to show you the hand right now. Okay? And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Please turn off this video if you're squeamish.
Oh, hell no,
okay?
I'm not squeamish. Let's see it.
So this is a hand of a young juvenile Bigfoot. It's been frozen. I took it out of the freezer. You can see the hand clearly.
Okay, hold up. No cap, real talk on my life. Shake my head. Did Peter Kane, the dog trainer, just whip out a whole ass Bigfoot hand and present it to us like it's no big deal?
Notice the fingernails. I don't know if you can tell, but they're translucent like a human's. See the skin?
Okay, 2 things right off the bat. Number 1, what the fuck? Number 2, whoever made that thing did it. That thing looks nice, looks good, it's well done. Or this Peter Kane has an actual severed Bigfoot hand just in his freezer because his father apparently killed one in 1953, and now he has all the body parts just sitting in a freezer in his home. I love this shit.
It's totally real. I'm president of the Bigfoot community because I wouldn't lie to you. This is real. These are real, and I do think that they are alien in origin.
Hold on, president of the Bigfoot community? Why would you not lead with that, Pete? Here I am on the fence wondering if you done lost your marbles. Come to find out you're a president of the Bigfoot community, so you've definitely lost your marbles. Or you're just an epic troll, in which case, I love it.
It's magnetic, and so is its feet, but in general, the whole body is magnetic, but nothing like the hands and feet are very magnetic. Here's a knife. This is just a knife I used to cut up chicken. How is this possible?
Well, I could think of a few explanations off the top of my head that involve magnets, but if we're going to stick with the story that this is real, because Bigfoot's hands and feet have magnetic properties, and how else could a kitchen knife be hanging from his hand like that, then we'll go with that. That sounds good.
Watch this. It's not done with glue or Velcro. How do you explain this?
You can't. I can't explain it. That's incredible. So I'm obsessed with this video. Bigfoot Hand Unveiled Mysterious Properties documentary. It obviously is one of his few videos that got recommended. It has 250,000 views. And Peter Kane, in my opinion, is a low-key comedic genius. Or schizophrenic. Or a healthy blend of the two. But I'm pretty sure he's just trolling for fun. He's not messing around either. He's got multiple videos on this. I think he probably saw how well that video performed 6 months ago, and then like a couple weeks later uploaded another video further proving why the Bigfoot hand is real.
There's a fly on it. There's flies on it. If it wasn't real, there would be no flies on it. There's a fly on it. See, that's a fly. It's a fly.
As if the Magneto Bigfoot hand argument wasn't compelling enough, he's now pointing out how flies are attracted to it. You see the fly? There's flies on it because it's meat. It has to be real. How could that be? And I'd say seal this one up. That's Bigfoot's hand. I'm convinced.
It's totally real. Look at that. What is that a fake bee too? You think that's a fake bee? I'm telling you. Look at it. It's close up.
Does it have magnetic-like qualities? Check. Is there a real bee on it? Check. Yeah, that's a real Bigfoot hand. I think you are the coolest. It's incredible. You have me convinced. Oh, that's a reasonable thought process. So Peter is all in on this troll, man. He's got videos of a severed Bigfoot foot. He's got a video, his most viewed video, I believe, of a severed Bigfoot head.
You could tell the immense size of the creature by comparing it to my head. My father shot the Bigfoot in 1953. They had to cut it up to get it out of the swamp. I have all the body parts.
And he's got videos for days, man. Don't be fooled by the YouTube channel named Peter Kane Dog Training. He's much more than a dog trainer. He is a underappreciated YouTube comedic genius. And the comments are fascinating. I mean, there are people that actually think it's real and are like, wow, this is incredible. I would love to talk more about it. And then there's people that really think that he's being serious about it, which can be questionable up to a point, but I did find this old video of his that really sealed the deal for me, knowing it was a troll.
You get used to the taste or something. It tastes great. It really does. Oh, fuck. Oh, I feel so much better. Stuff is great. I'm 53. Look at this. Look at this. This was never like this before. Look at the muscle tone. What happened? I was never like this. I've never worked out. I got muscle tone. I'm ripped.
He's got a video from 2017 where he eats frozen Sasquatch blood and it turns him superhuman. So that was all I needed to see to really realize what he's doing here on YouTube. By the way, can I just say that Big Pete has some of the freshest merch in the game. Look at this thing. Wanted for Crimes, Watermelon Kid, and Jesus Sasquatch. I have no idea what that even means or what it's from, but it's hilarious, and I'm absolutely going to buy one of these shirts. Coming into this video, I did not think I would be promoting Peter Kane Dog Trainer's merch by the end of it, but here we are, and I'm buying one of his shirts myself. Anyways, that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you got a little laugh out of it, and this was, you know, this wasn't a piss take. This was more of just an enjoyment of Peter's craft. He seems like a very interesting individual, and nothing but love for him, though. So in addition to Peter Kane's dope merch, okay, I just dropped some new merch myself this week. Boom, boom. You can grab it at tomatomafia.com if you want. You can also use code SniperWolf for 15% off, and if that doesn't make sense to you, it's a little inside joke. Just watch my last video from PAX East. Those are available now. Obviously, buying merch helps me, helps support the channel. I appreciate that. If you could leave a comment down below, that would be wonderful. And the last thing before you go, if you could go ahead and find your own Bigfoot out in the wilderness somewhere, you kill that bitch, you cut him up, you bring him back to the crib, freeze him for a couple of days. Once he's all the way frozen solid, you just want to get rid of all the body parts except the hips, and you take those Bigfoot hips and a couple of bungee cords, and you tie those Bigfoot hips around your own hips, and then you get up and you double hip thrust that motherfucking like button for me. I appreciate it. I'll see you in the next video. Peace. N&A Productions is an infamous YouTube channel now with over 2 million subscribers, run by an 18-year-old Iranian boy named Amir. Now, Amir's YouTube channel has received endless criticism over the years by some of YouTube's premier commentators for being one of the worst channels on YouTube. And honestly, the criticism is pretty much all valid. I mean, you would be hard-pressed to find more insufferable content on YouTube that is getting at least a noteworthy amount of monthly views.
Who was that? What was that sound then? This is scary, guys. Oh my god. Let me just close the door. Oh no, no!
To describe his content, I'd like to briefly hark back to a video made by my friend Critical in July of 2018.
His channel's name is N&A Productions, and it's so generic it makes Nickelback look like rock and roll pioneers. This channel is a scientific anomaly that challenges our very understanding of the basic particles of the universe.
Now, it's been about a year since Amir was put through the commentary community ringer, if I may call it that, in which millions of people were exposed through the lens of their favorite commentator to just how deplorable his content was. Now, the fallout from this exposure on Amir's end was quite substantial, with his like to dislike ratio getting demolished and his comment section being overtaken by negative comments. But ultimately, exposure, whether good or bad, can be a benefit to those on the receiving end as long as they are able to withstand the emotional implications of dealing with a sudden influx of criticism and negative feedback and just ride that wave. This is, after all, the persistent catch-22 of the commentary community, as we often shine a huge spotlight on the creators and influencers many of us believe don't deserve any light at all. But if we're being honest, signal-boosting shitty content is the least of our worries when there's potential to make an entertaining video for our audience and snag a few bags of ad revenue on the back end. So fast forward now, a year later, and Amir from N&A Productions is still holding strong. Coming off of the commentary community pummeling, he continued pumping out the most formulaic hot clickbait trash multiple times a week and still makes more money annually than a majority of college graduates their first 10 years out of school. Now, I get comments all the time to do a video on N&A Production, and as you can tell, I finally am, but in an attempt to not just regurgitate all of the same "this dude sucks" lol commentary made by my YouTube contemporaries over the last couple of years, I want to look at this through a different lens. A lens that casts aside the objectively horrific quality of content and instead views his achievements through an entrepreneurial lens, void of any YouTube biases. But first, I have to at least peek to see what he's been up to. I mean, just to see if he's made any strides in the right direction or if he had some sort of content intervention and it's allowed him to make something even remotely palatable. So let's just take a glance at his most recent.
Guys, if I spin this fidget spinner.
If I spin this fidget spinner on my hand for 5 seconds, you guys have to smash a like button.
Deal, guys? Let's do this.
3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Boom, guys, have to smash the like button.
Boom! Now you guys had to smash the like button! Yeah, so the fidget spinner smash the like button stick still going strong in 2019. You love to see it.
Wanna join my free gift cards giveaway? Subscribe to my channel, like the video, and turn notifications on.
I mean, could you even compete for the prestigious title of YouTube's worst creator if you don't have a fake free gift card giveaway at the beginning of your videos? I mean, my man has covered all of his bases.
Hey, let's go, welcome back to another brand new video, another day, another banger. Because as you know, we have a really special video, right guys?
So another day, another banger is another one of his catchphrases, and I actually took the time to look it up on Google Translate, and what it really means is, hello guys, welcome to another video. This will be another opportunity that might compel you to bang your head into the pointed sharp end of a letter opener.
Right guys, and it's kind of sad and scary, alright guys? So guys, I know all of you guys know who's I'm Gestation, alright guys? I'm Gestation is a YouTuber who does 3 AM videos just like me, alright guys? Like me and I'm Gestation, we do 3 AM videos, alright guys? And recently, I'm Gestation got attacked in his house, alright guys? And it is really sad. Like, it's really bad, alright guys? The hater did this to him. Like, I'm just gonna say, guys.
Now, this one has always perplexed me, but another very consistent characteristic of F-tier YouTubers is their habitual, egregious abuse of the word guys. In fact, you guys remember Eli So Cray?
Guys, y'all will not believe what I just found, guys. I was walking through the park on my early morning jog, guys, and I came across something crazy, guys, right in the middle of a park, guys. You guys are not going to believe what I found. If you guys want to see what I found right now, smash the like button, guys. Smash the like button right now, because my discovery is insane, guys. You will not believe this. I cannot believe myself. Everybody smash the like button right now to see what I just found, guys.
Why, gentlemen, must you abuse the word with such malice? What did the word guys ever do to you? Give it a goddamn break and let the word breathe for just more than a sentence. Please, I beg of you. I'm just going to do a little edit, though, and just get through the next few minutes of this video, but I'm just going to leave in the word guys for you. Guys.
Before we FaceTime, I'm Gestation. You know what time it is? Nothing, guys. It's not working. Yo, he just hanged up.
Yeah, so that goes on for like 5 minutes. Absolutely unbearable.
You guys see what happened to I'm Gestation? Oh my god, I really hope he gets better.
He then spends the next several minutes reacting to what was a sound effect that he clearly added in post. Didn't even bother to fade the sound effect out. Like, it just ends so abruptly, it's clear that it's like a WAV file. But, I mean, honestly, we're way beyond fading WAV files. Who am I kidding?
Who was that? What was that sound then? Yo, this is scary, guys. Oh my god. Okay, let me just close the door. Oh no! No!
And then the rest of the 10-minute and 4-second video is just him getting beat up by what is clearly his sister in a robe and an anonymous mask.
Who are you?
Woo! Encore! Encore! So clearly not a single thing has changed, which I guess we could have anticipated. But I think one of the benefits of setting the precedent of having the worst content on YouTube is that you literally have no chance of disappointing anyone when the bar is already set so low. It gives you complete creative freedom to do whatever you want. For example, Amir has done some music videos over the years, which I personally find delightful, okay? But I'm a little bit biased. But the layperson might write, record, and film a song like this.
I'm a savage, 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 I'm a savage.
And think to themselves after watching it back, yeah, you know what? This is so bad. I'm gonna sleep on this one. Maybe I shouldn't release this. But in Amir's case, doesn't matter. Who are you letting down? In fact, I'd go as far as to say the expectation of quality is so low that these music videos might be a step up from his normal 3 AM videos. Sweet creative freedom, baby. Just think about it. 0 expectations, 0 pressure, 0 chance of letting anyone down. I just can't think of a better gig. That got 275,000 views, by the way, that song. Oh, and did I mention that he makes over 6 figures annually? Yeah, because he does. If we're being honest, I'm kind of jealous of his content model. Now, here's where I want to make a massive mindset shift. Imagine for just a second that you weren't an avid YouTube consumer, but that you were just a passerby simply listening to a story about a young Iranian boy who was given nothing, but through his tenacity and unrelenting will was able to find an audience of millions of adoring
fans and pull his sister and mother out of poverty and into a life that they had only ever dreamed of. A boy whose father left before he was old enough to walk and whose single mother had worked 2 back-breaking jobs her whole life just to keep her kids from starving to death as she tried to do right by her children. This unsuspecting boy who, inspired deeply by Logan Paul, did just what a maverick would do and grinded out YouTube videos using only his uncle's cell phone when he couldn't afford his own, and who would spend 3 hours in a Starbucks just to upload a single video because his family was too poor to afford Wi-Fi. A boy that after 1 year of uploading had only managed to amass 100 subscribers, but for him, failure was not an option, so he persisted, impervious to all the signs urging him to give up. Then, just when hope was all but lost, his first viral 3 a.m. video. The views started climbing, the subs started rolling in, and dollar signs replaced the sockets where his eyeballs once lived, as his ad revenue reached a number that he had never thought possible. A number that would eventually see him help his mother afford a house, a laptop, and even his very own Wi-Fi to upload with. A number that would continue to grow and afford him the freedom to get the iconic Savage Maverick tattoo on his forearm to pay homage to the one man who inspired his meteoric rise, the man that all insufferable content inevitably traces back to, Logan Paul. Well, at least that's what his Draw My Life video that he uploaded somewhat recently would lead you to believe. I went ahead and watched it for you and summarized it with a bit of a dramatic delivery so you didn't have to sit through it. But given his history of content and outright lies, there's probably a 90 to 95% chance most of it's bullshit. That tattoo is real, by the way, so, you know. But you can see the perspective that I'm trying to offer here, right? Like, would I force my worst enemy to watch his content? Of course not, okay? That would be absolutely inhumane. But content quality aside, this is an 18-year-old Iranian boy elevating his family through sheer persistence of will. An entrepreneurial magnate, I guess. I don't know, really, what? Somebody give me a hand here. Throw me a bone. What is... There has to be some sort of justification for the views. How is he getting these... He's doing right by his family, I guess. I don't know what else. So in summary, I don't really know what I'm talking about. All I know is that his content is like a plague, and it makes me want to swan dive headfirst into a wood chipper. So, thanks for watching.